Welcome, welcome, welcome to Be Awesome Together. Tonight we have a couple of special guests. The first one is up there. Lovely Princess Leia has decided to finally grace us with her presence on our live stream. And more importantly, Ben Meeks is here. Ben,
Hey, hey.
welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Ben is one of my author friends who I also know through the digital media track and cons and just all over the place. And he is awesome. So that is why he is on Be Awesome Together. And I think also the other reason why you're perfect for this is that you collaborate with so many people
Hmm.
in the things that you do. Uh, so we just want to say welcome and say hi to Vetner, who's here. She's one of my buddies from a certain school that has an owl in it. Nice to see you tonight. Um, she's also part of the volunteers at DragonCon for the digital media
Okay,
track, so
rock
you
on.
should meet her. So, Ben, I know you as an author, and I think
Yeah.
that's how most people know you. So, tell us a little bit about you.
The non-author side of me,
Oh, you can, whatever you want to
either
talk
way,
about.
whatever I'm
Yes.
talking about. Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I've been writing. I actually got my start writing at Dragon Con. I wouldn't be an author without Dragon Con.
I didn't know
And
that.
yeah, it's a neat story. Um, yeah, I've written two series so far and an additional book, and I'm starting a third series. First series, Keeper Chronicles, about a were-otter hunting demons in North Georgia.
I love
And I've got
that.
my sci-fi lit RPG that's basically, old man stuck in a video game kind of thing. Um, it's fun. I like it.
You know,
And this is interesting. It looks like I'm going to have my first cosplayer coming up. Yeah,
okay. I'm playing
and
with the
he was
screen. So
going
who are they cosplaying as?
the well, Spectre is the main character. It's the gamer tag of the main character in my Paxor 7, my
Okay.
Paxor 7 series. So yeah, going as him. Yeah.
Well,
So
that
he's
is
building
fun.
out this whole thing. Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be really cool. It's kind of a bucket list item for me. So yeah, he sends me updates when he gets new pieces for it, and yeah, it's going to be awesome.
Well, I think it's awesome and super cool. And if you do not post it everywhere, I will be tremendously disappointed in you.
Oh, I'm gonna. Yeah, everybody's gonna see it. Yeah, I can't wait.
So we'd have to ask because you just gave the question to me. So how did Dragon Con get you writing?
Yeah, so I always wanted to be a writer. Okay. And back in high school, I did well in my English classes and that kind of stuff. But anything I tried to write outside of that just didn't work. Um,
Okay.
so the takeaway I got was I wasn't a good writer and just don't do it. Go do other stuff. Right. So I put it down. And 2013 was my first Dragon Con. And as I'm looking through the panels, the tracks, I see the writer's track. And I thought, oh, wow, I'll go listen to some, real authors talk about things. And, so I go to my first panel and I sit down, I'm listening to these people, and I had this epiphany moment that it wasn't that I wasn't a good writer, it's that I didn't know how to write.
Oh, that's an awesome epiphany.
Yeah. So I spent 3 years, basically got myself an unofficial, English degree, 3 years learning everything I could about writing before I
Right.
started writing my first book. It was a weird way to do it. And it wasn't like I'm going to give myself 3 years. It was after 3 years, I ran out of material. I had consumed everything in the author's space as far as, the craft. Um, so it's like, well, I better start writing something, I guess. So, yeah,
And was that the Keeper's Chronicles that you
that
started?
was Petrified, book one of that series. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Those were my first three books: Petrified, um, Betrayal, and Taken.
So
Yeah.
how did you land with a were-otter? Because out of all the wares I've
Mm.
seen,
So,
otters were not on that list,
yeah,
even though they should
um,
be, because I love otters.
I didn't want him to be a were-otter. Actually, when I when I started writing, he was a werewolf.
Sir?
Yeah, I know, I'm weird. Okay, so he was a werewolf, but as I wrote the series, the rule that developed for a keeper. It's a keeper of the earth mother, okay, that kind of thing. And
Okay.
so the rule was they were shifters that were bound to predators of the areas that they worked in, okay? And yes, movement happens, but for his story, he was from Georgia. So I have like his whole backstory down to when he was a little kid and how he became a keeper. He was born human and then gained these abilities. So predators in Georgia, North Georgia specifically, we've got black bears, coyotes,
Oh yeah, for sure.
were-otters, different kinds of rodent, you know, that might qualify. So wolf wasn't on the list. Um,
Oh, that's okay. Yeah.
so, I mean, yeah,
I may be
personality
having
wise, whatever.
I may be
The otter,
having a cat fight right now. It's
yeah, yeah.
exciting. So if all of a sudden I tip over, you'll know why.
All right,
So no wolves in Georgia gets you to
right.
an otter.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So how do you
So,
feel about it? I mean, I love it because I think otters are
um,
amazing.
I'm fine with it. Look, I just had to let the character be who he was, so to speak. He works better as a were-otter than a werewolf,
Okay.
right? I think so. Now, looking back, the only reason I wouldn't want him to be a were-otter is for marketing. You know what I mean? Um, but that's not fair to Obi. That's his name, Obi. Uh, it's not fair to Obi to shoehorn him into being a werewolf, just so I can sell more books. I mean, that doesn't sound right.
I mean, that's true. But I also think that where otter is different, and otters are so big right now. Like,
Well, they've come and gone. I've
okay.
I've seen difference. Let me tell you, when how can I not remember her name? She's a singer. She's very famous. Uh, Married a footballer.
Oh,
Um,
that's called
you
Taylor
know
Swift.
Taylor Swift. That's it. I can't believe I couldn't remember her name.
Ladies and
I don't
gentlemen,
know if anybody else out there has heard of her, but
I
yeah,
did not
Taylor
prompt
Swift.
him at all. This is
Yeah,
spontaneous mention of Taylor.
Taylor Swift. So I was at a show. When was that? End of last year, beginning of this year. I can't remember exactly, but months ago, I was at a show, and the Keeper Chronicles is moving. You know what I mean? It's doing really well, and one of the people that bought it brings up that Taylor Swift had done this otter thing,
Hmm.
right? And now everybody was thinking about otters, and my series started selling better. So
Yes.
yeah, it's
Travis loves
it's.
otters.
I mean,
That's
a lot of people do, but yeah,
I do.
they
Um,
they they go through little peaks and valleys of popularity, and when they peak, my series sells better, and yeah, so it's interesting.
well, we'll send
Yeah.
Trav and Taylor a thank you note because he loves otters. Like he wants to have a personal relationship with an otter. He just wants to save one and then love him for life. And he's got otters that are sponsored by his sister-in-law at a zoo for him. But she wore an otter T-shirt,
Okay.
and that is what also brought the Swifties in. So, um,
Yeah.
I
I
was
I considered getting one for a while, but then I decided I just better not. So,
Yes, Vintner just said there is something to be said about cultural zeitgeist. I can't say that word,
mhm.
but it's true. And hey, next time we're going to put you together some marketing pieces. We're going to make your
Okay,
Were Otter a friendship bracelet, and it's going to be
do it.
awesome. It'll say Keeper's
I'd love to
Chronicles.
see it.
Oh my gosh, Keeper Chronicles friendship bracelets. Okay,
See?
we need to talk.
Yeah, we got
Um,
to talk, definitely.
so what is like when I think of otters, I just think of them being fun and playful, and they're very hard workers. So,
Yeah.
does any of that kind of animal lore fall into your character as well?
Um. Well, like I said, Obi was born human. Okay. So it's not like he was, has always been a were-otter. There are shifters in my series who were always shifters,
Okay.
but he wasn't one of them. So, like I said, personality-wise, the otter fits him. He's a little insecure about it sometimes. Specifically when you're hanging around with werewolves and werebears and you're an otter. It's like, hmm.
Hmm.
But
This doesn't sound
uh,
as exciting.
right. Um, but
But
yeah,
it is.
yeah, I really like it. It's fun. It's a
So,
good series. But yeah,
so that was the first series you wrote, and so it's complete.
yes.
And you can actually go and get the Keeper's Chronicle, which has all three of the books in it, I believe.
hmm
Is
Yeah, I have
that
an
correct?
omnibus, and it has a bonus short story
Ooh.
that's only in the omnibus. So
Let me give you guys
bonus
a
bonus
link.
material.
So this is the link to go get the Keeper's Chronicles. So next up was this when you wrote your lit RPG next.
Yep. Well, no, I wrote my sales book next.
Oh, let's
Um,
not forget about that.
yeah, yeah. I
So
don't think
called
about
the
that book a lot. So, but
it's
yeah,
called The Art of Selling Books.
yeah.
So out of The Art of Selling Books, which I own, it's on my bookshelf, yours
Oh,
and another friend of ours, Bob's, they sit
yeah.
together. Um, what is the most important thing about The Art of Selling Books?
The most important thing, well, I'd say, as I said in the book, I say there's three things that are absolute, right? Um, I'm going to backtrack on that. I'm going to
Uh-oh.
backtrack on that. That's important. The most important thing is your pitch.
Yes.
Because even if you're not, yeah, if you don't do anything else, but you got a good pitch, you may not do as well as if you did other things, but you could still do pretty well.
So what is your pitch for the Keeper Chronicles?
Well, I keep mine real short and sweet.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I say it's my urban fantasy series about a were-otter hunting demons in North Georgia.
Okay.
That's it. Because see, here's the thing with that series: when they hear were-otter, they already know if they're going to get it or not, right?
No, that's true.
Like, I don't have to, that's it. People are either in or they're out. There is no in between.
They're yes,
So
they're going bring it on or oh
that's
my.
yeah. It's like, what's wrong with this guy? But yeah. So yeah.
Oh, and in the house is one of our longtime listeners is T, and she's here and she's saying hello,
Hello.
lovelies. Hello back. So good to have you here. We're here with Ben Meeks talking about all the awesome things about being a writer. And you're an indie writer, which means that's part of the reason why you have the art of selling books, because it's so important. And as Ventnor says, you're a book about a were-otter fighting demons in North Georgia. That's a perfect elevator pitch, is what we often refer to them to. And you do a lot of hand selling of books since you're an indie author.
It's my primary sales method. I tried some online marketing and I did okay, but I didn't really have a firm grasp of it. And so I decided I stopped doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I tended to go back to it later and I never went back to it. So most of my stuff is in person. Um, I've got a couple local bookstores that I'm on the shelves at, that kind of thing. But
Nice.
yeah, most of it is conventions in person.
So how did you get? Because I know the thing that I'm not good at is talking to people from behind a table. So
You know what
how?
fixes that?
What?
Practice. It's true.
You sound like my old piano teacher.
I'm just saying, okay? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? All right. You ever heard that one? Um,
Yes.
I, yeah, I used to have a hard time talking to people. And after, I don't know how many shows, probably hundreds at
Oh
this
yeah.
point, then whatever. I can talk to anybody. You know what I mean? It doesn't
I think
really
it's awesome
matter.
because I think authors in general we're a little
Introverted.
introverted. T agrees with you. She says the more you do it, the easier it gets, which is true. I still get nervous the first day of class, though. I just want to say that. And I've been teaching
You know,
for 30 years.
yeah, I don't really get nervous about it. The last time I got nervous was for this, actually.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, but before that, like it's been forever.
Right.
Yeah. So
There's a
yeah,
lot of, I'm never going to see these people again. And then you see them again.
right. I actually see a lot of the same people going around the country. I've gotten to where I try to, do certain shows at least have a presence in certain states, because I've seen the same people there for years, and they always stop by and say hi. And how are people going to tell me how much they love my books if I don't show up there? You know,
It's true.
it's a problem.
Um, so I do have. So my next question is: so you do a lot of conventions and shows.
Mhm.
How do you pick what you do? Like, how do you decide? Okay, this is one I
Yeah.
should go to,
Um,
and this is one that maybe I shouldn't.
so it's a constantly evolving equation.
Okay.
So, like, for example, last year I did an experiment. Most of it was with a friend of mine, Richard Fierce. Um, and we went all over. We went Miami to Chicago,
Oh wow.
the Carolinas to Salt Lake City, and just about everywhere in between. Um, but I did, hold on. I think at the end of the year, I live in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I think I did 3 shows in Georgia that entire year, to give you an
Wow.
idea.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on the road like crazy. And the experiment was, I mean, specifically, we're doing bigger shows,
Right.
farther away, hitting different audiences, that kind of stuff. And like, would it be worth it? Can we make substantially more hitting much larger shows farther away than, medium-sized shows that are local kind of thing, or within
Right.
a couple states.
And you had a partner in crime,
Yeah, Richard,
Richard,
it's
to
good to
help.
cut your costs, split the hotel fees and the table fees and all that kind of stuff. So, but yeah. Um,
So how did it go? What was your conclusion?
um, I made a lot of money. I made more money comparatively than
Oh.
previous years, but
Uh-oh.
it was a lot of time on the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a
Yep.
lot. If I, were single with no kids, I would build myself in, like some kind of schoolie or something
Yep.
and hit the road. You know, that is totally plausible. Um, I'm too old for that mess now, I think. I don't know.
I gotta have a better bed than what's in most of those.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah, yeah.
flushable toilet.
I looked at building one briefly, and I decided to do with hammocks. Um, just hang them from the frame, and then instead of a set bed kind of thing, you know what I mean? But anyway, yeah.
I would damage myself getting out of the hammock. Or I'd forget I was in one. And that would
See,
be more. I could make videos and get views that way, maybe.
there you go. Side income. There, yeah.
Yeah,
Pay for your hospital bills.
I was very say it's going to pay for those bills.
No, I actually sleep in a hammock a lot on the road. I have one that I take with me and set up. Like if we're having, multiple people in the hotel room kind of thing, I'll
Right.
take my hammock and set that up and sleep in that. So I love sleeping in a hammock. It's great. So yeah. But anyway,
That's awesome. And a space
uh,
saver.
so yeah.
So
But
what's the outcome? What are you going to do next year?
well, this year, that was last year.
Oh, that
So
was
this
last year. So
year,
this year. Okay.
yeah. This year I've been much more local. I've cut back on the number of shows I'm doing in general.
Okay.
Um, my wife wants me around for some reason.
Oh my
I can't
gosh, that's
figure it out.
awesome.
Yeah. So I now my focus is on the right shows, right? I don't want to blanket shows, do as many as I can. I'm looking for
Right.
quality, I'm looking for certain characteristics, be it attendance or it's not always attendance. Like there's one show in South Carolina that I used to do. I haven't been able to get back into it because it's very small.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have a big attendance, but the people that go there just spend money. It is
Oh,
crazy.
that's awesome.
So it's the right show. And part of that
Gotcha.
is experience, and part of that is, you know, maybe I did it last year and see how it did. And you can't always tell off of 1 year. Sometimes you have to do,
Right.
give it 2 tries to figure out what's going on.
Well, and I think also with when you're hand selling, the other effect that you don't always think about is how is the economy doing? Because that's going to tremendously impact
Yeah.
attendance, money they have to spend, and getting your books in people's hands. So,
Yeah. It's, yeah, I can tell things are rough right now for a lot of people from the way this year has gone.
yeah, I mean, just
I,
gas alone is crazy.
I, for one reason, and this is not always, the amount I'm selling at a show, but I went about 6 months before I had what I would qualify as a good show.
Oh my.
It's rough out there right now.
That's hard.
It really
Well,
is.
and you do have your own book market. It's called Side Street Book Market. Look for it at Dragon Con. They're in the
Dragon Con.
dealers area. What brought you to do that? Like, what said in your head said,
So
I wanna do that to have more things to do.
that much like I did not plan for Obi to be a were-otter, I
I'm
did not
seeing a
plan.
pattern.
Yeah, I didn't plan to do the Side Street Book Market. I had applied. This is years ago at this point, but a few years ago. Oh, my screen went to sleep. Sorry about that. Let me
It's
get
okay.
back where I can see.
Oh my
And
gosh, you're in the dark.
I know. I applied to Dragon Con for just a normal 10 by 10 space, multi-author booth, that kind of thing.
Right.
And then, like I do at normal shows all over the place, but I go to Dragon Con every year, been going since 2013. So I wanted to try selling some books there. So I applied. It's the only time I've applied. And it just so happened that was the year that Bard's Tower went out of business.
Oh, and Bard's Tower was like
Bard's Tower
the
had my spot now. Um,
oh, you got so
because
lucky.
Tracy, the director of vendor services who sets
Right.
all the things, she only has a certain number of book vendors per
Right.
floor, and it's not many, right?
No, it
These
isn't.
spaces go to publishers, or there's missing volume downstairs that does kind of what I do. But yeah, I mean, I think it's 2 per floor, maybe 3. I don't know. It's not
I
many.
think no, it's not enough that and the floors are so huge.
Yes.
You just
So
don't.
I applied for a single space, and I was, just upfront. I'm looking to do a multi-author booth, and blah blah blah. I gave her the whole rundown, and I got an email from her. I said, "Can we get on the phone to discuss your application?"
Ooh.
And I'm like, she's going to be like, "How dare you apply to Dragon Con?" You know what I mean? Like, she's going to, because what else could it be? Nobody ever's like, "Can we get on the phone to talk about your application?" Right?
Yeah, no, that just doesn't happen.
It's weird. So I was like, "Sure,"
Like,
and
okay.
not having any idea what it was going to be. And basically, that's what she told me. Bard's Tower went out of business. She needed another book space. She said she saw my application and set it aside, and then lost it, and had to go through thousands of entries to
Oh my
re-find
gosh,
me.
yes.
And but here was the catch.
Yep.
Could I take 2 spaces?
Yep.
And these spaces are these spaces are $1,600 a piece, roughly. And it's like, yes. I don't know how I was going to do it. But
You
yeah,
just
I can
trust
do
the
it.
process.
Right. Right. It's a, Field of Dreams mentality, right? I'll put it, if you build it, they will come. So I was like, because
You
I had
can't
a
turn that
guarantee
down.
it. Right. You cannot turn it down. So I was like, yeah, I can do that. And I did it.
With no plan.
Ever
Let's
since. Yes.
let's go.
Yeah. So it morphed into, and she said, "Okay, what do you want to call your booth?" And I'm like, on that call, I'm like, I don't know. I've been with this for like 5 seconds here. But what I publish under, my publishing company is Side Street Publishing. So I just said, let's just call
Okay.
it Side Street Book Market.
Okay.
And it's been that ever since. I probably could have come up with something more clever with a little time, but
I
that's
like
it.
it. I think it's
Um,
it sounds like you're sneaking down the alleyway to get like your banned books and, squirrel
right.
them away. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. So this year we've increased from 2 spaces to 3 spaces.
3? Oh
We
my
have 3
gosh,
spaces.
Ben.
Yeah, it's a
Oh
lot.
my that go man
Yeah.
go.
But I mean, Dragon Con. Look, I
There's
make
nothing like it.
so much off of Dragon Con. It pretty much funds me for the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
It's
do
worth
work for a Celtic band called Emerald Rose, and literally Dragon Con funded the rest of their year.
Yeah, I believe it. There is
You know.
so much money going through that hall. It is crazy.
And
So
Atlanta gets it's a beautiful thing, people. But I mean, Did you have a concept of how incredibly lucky you were?
Yes, because
Okay.
like I said, I've been going to Dragon Con for probably 8 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I had a pretty good idea,
That,
But yeah, it's like one in a million,
yeah.
maybe more than that, Um, because
It,
she's not going to replace just any vendor with another book
right.
vendor. It has to be a book vendor. So the only way to get in as a book vendor is if one of the others drops out, and nobody's dropping out because you
Yeah.
don't give up your Dragon Con spot for anything.
100%. So that's why it's so difficult to get in there at all as a vendor.
Hmm.
But to be have a very specific offering of products and be able to, so you, man, and you rose to the occasion because Side
Yeah,
Street Book Market is obviously still here. What year is this
this
for?
is 4, I
Year
think.
four?
Year 4. This will be year 4. Yeah.
And you have a whole bundle of authors now that are filling your booth. And
I yeah I reduced the total number of authors this year a little bit to give them
oh,
bigger spaces.
okay,
Uh, and then I've got some people. So my space, I've got signing spaces, and then I have a whole bookstore where
nice.
the books are on the shelves and people can just walk in and shop. Um, it seems to be work. It seems to work pretty well. So I forgot what I was going to say with
It's
that.
okay. It's a lovely space, and I think that
Yeah.
the fact that you do have a place where people can sign, but you also have an
Oh,
incredible collection of books. Like all of you
reduce.
write different things.
Yeah, I try to vary it up. But yeah, like I said, I would reduce the total number of authors to give them more signing table space, and less competition. So
True. And
you know,
all of you write different kind of things. I mean, you might like all of them, but you've got something. Anybody that comes by their booth is going to have
you'll find something.
somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
And T said, yeah, Dragon is all about connections for sure. And it's true. I mean, I can't tell you, I got a husband out of it. That was my best connection.
There you go.
It was awesome.
Hard to beat that.
Yeah. And I've gotten some of my best friends from there too. So, I mean, Dragon is amazing. And once we know where your booth is going to be, I'll make sure that it goes out on all the Be Awesome
Um,
stuff
yeah,
so people can find you.
it hasn't been officially released yet, but it's always 3201.
Oh, always
So
3201. Okay.
yeah, it'll be 3201. If
Fan-
if it changes, I will let everybody know. But it's going to be 3201.
Well, and I think, is Berta still in your booth?
Not this year.
Okay.
She's
We
been
have
in
a,
previous years. Yeah.
okay. Berta and I are long term friends. And of course, Bob, who you sometimes
Yeah.
room with and go to places. I assume he's probably in there as well.
He is just selling out of the bookstore.
Okay.
He tried it as an experiment last year, and he killed it. For
That's awesome.
never being there signing, he made a lot of money. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so he's doing that again. So he'll be out paneling and everything during the days. And if you
And
want one of Bob's books, just swing on by the book market. We got you covered.
well, and I think we should talk about Bob because Bob has this
Let's do
series
it.
about a redneck wizard with a crippling meth addiction, which is my favorite elevator pitch ever.
Right.
Because
It
it
works.
does the same thing the otter where otter does. People are either
Yeah.
like, "That's interesting," or back away slowly.
Yes. Pretty
There's not
much.
really
Yeah.
any other. And as T says, who doesn't love Bob? But you guys do a
Yeah.
lot of conventions together,
Hmm.
and so you do a lot of hand selling at tables with each other. But your partnership or collaboration, I think is the word I'm going to use now, is going to go even farther now because
It
what
is.
is we haven't talked about Shelf Watch, so let's segue into Shelf Watch. This is definitely on your shelf and hopefully soon to be on mine as well. So tell
Looking
everybody
at
what's
that.
going on.
Yeah. So I am. I'm writing a new series, and I'm almost done. I'm halfway through the second draft, so
Yay!
it'll be done this year. But not before Dragon Con, unfortunately. But
Boo.
we're still kicking around names. But basically, it's probably going to be something to include the Black Walnut Warlock. It is a Southern Gothic horror kind of series,
Right?
and it's set in Bob's world, where his is set in Jubal County in Alabama. This is set in Crenshaw County in North Georgia. Now, Here's a behind the scenes for you.
Ooh, I like this. Give us the dirt.
Bob made up Jubal County. It's a
Yes.
fictional county, right? And I wanted to do the same kind of thing. I didn't want to use it in the Keeper Chronicles. It's all real places, but I didn't want to do that this time. I wanted a fictional county.
Right.
And I was trying to think, what am I going to call it? Well, Bob, the inspiration for Jubal County is Crenshaw County in Alabama. And then I did a quick search, and Georgia has no Crenshaw
Shaw
County.
County.
So then I called my county Crenshaw County. So they're kind of the same county if you think about it. But in the series, they're separate and, in different locations. But yeah. So yeah, it's basically a country wizard. He uses, or a warlock,
Oh,
I should say.
yeah, yeah.
He uses everyday country items like mason jars. His wand is a wooden spoon, you know. Like he has a basset hound for a familiar, and
We
I
love a
should
good basset
say
hound.
basset hound,
Uh,
okay? Because
oh,
there's some question of, is it just a familiar or is it something? It is a familiar, but is it a basset hound or is it something else? Which will be
ooh.
which clues will be unveiled throughout the series on which way that's, it might end up being the reader has to decide for themselves kind of thing what they think, because the dog's got powers. Okay, let me put it that way. Um,
All dogs have powers, but I
right.
have a feeling
This
these are
was
more magical.
These are definitely magical. Yeah. And like I said, it's Southern Gothic horror. So basically, oh, so the magic system that I'm using, it's the same magic system as Bob since it's set in his world, but my spin on it is, have you heard about whispering burns?
No.
Okay. So what would that be? My grandmother's sister, would that be my great aunt?
Yes, we're going to
Okay.
call it that.
I was told that my great aunt could do it. And what it is if you get a burn, these people, this is, old timey folk magic stuff.
Right.
These people could come up and they would rub,
Yep.
and there's a couple different accounts of one, no more pain. Like they take the pain out. And the other thing is that they not only take the pain out, but it will heal faster. So whatever version you're hearing of it. And my great aunt supposedly could do it.
Okay.
Which is how it came on my radar. Now she stopped doing it because she just didn't think it was very Christian kind of thing. So she had the power but decided not to use it. So that's the inspiration for how they work.
I love that.
They have words that they have to whisper that basically pulls power from cosmic horrors. And the whole thing is you can get all the power you want, but if you get the attention of whatever you're pulling it from, now you're in trouble. And
Oh,
we're in
yeah.
horror territory. Okay. So
Awesome.
that's the premise. And he runs a black walnut farm.
Oh,
Been in the family for a long time. So that's why it's the Black Walnut Warlock. That's probably going to be the series name. And then
nice.
we're tentatively calling it Bloodhounds, but it's probably going to change because that's a very common book name, you know. So
So so you just answered my next question was, is this a one-off or is it going to be a series?
it's a series. I have something like 12 book ideas
Oh, my
that
Lord,
I've
you and
picked up
Bob.
before. Yeah, I mean, they just come. Well, though what's funny was the Keeper Chronicles. I had 8 book ideas written down, but I ended at 3. Um, and that was just a marketing decision because there's a lot of people that won't pick up books if they're not finished.
No, that is 100%. I have a
So,
bestie who
yeah.
won't.
So I wrapped it at 3 just so I could say this is a complete series because I needed to start making more money than I was making, and it worked. So this series, I don't have any pressure to wrap it at any specific time. Um, so I'm going to finish this. I'll finish my second draft up in the next 2 weeks easily. I'll do a chapter a day. And then I'll probably write Paxor 4. I'm thinking.
That was what I was going to ask you next.
And then
So
I'm probably just going to jump back and forth between
between the
these
two.
two. That's my plan because I can't write one thing over. You know what I mean? I need a break from a series. I can't do it. I
So
get bored.
I I come from Appalachian folk magic is my family as well because I'm from Dahlonega is my roots and my dad was born or grew up in South Carolina and Spartanburg or outside of it. So that whole Appalachian folk magic is so prevalent and
Mm.
it's they don't talk about it as magic, but I know that when I'm shoving somebody in the freezer, and I do not mean a body, ladies and gentlemen, just in case anybody out there in one of the letter alphabet bureaus is listening, but
Right.
putting people in the freezer, like my mom, old Appalachian magic, and I had a couple of people in my freezer, and when I moved, she brought the igloo with ice and ice packs. She she was bloody sure those people were not thawing.
Right.
So,
That's
and
hilarious.
but she'd be like, Not magic, but we're keeping those people in ice." Very
Right.
good. I do have a
Right.
question because this is something that actually, and T brought up the fact that this is very urban fantasy. What do you think is the difference between, or is there a difference between Southern Gothic horror
Yeah.
versus what would be called urban fantasy?
So Southern Gothic, it's actually like Southern Gothic fantasy. Okay.
Okay.
But the characteristics of Southern Gothic are it's set in the South, obviously, and it generally talks about, it generally goes over like decay and rot, both in society and in, the world.
Okay.
And urban fantasy doesn't necessarily touch on those themes,
Right.
right?
It
So
might, but
it's a thematic thing of
okay.
that kind of stuff. So, and then, but like I said, mine has a horror element as well. So I talk a little bit about that kind of stuff, but it's in that ballpark.
And that, well, and that makes sense to me. I never had it kind of explained to me. And my students just did a project with Bob, and I did a very poor job of explaining the differences in those genres because they are a little bit, there's a lot of gray area. Like, I think,
There's a lot of overflow. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
look, I have it's not controversial opinion. I have strong opinions on genre. That being
Oh,
a book only
let's hear it.
belongs to one genre, period. Um,
Dobby does not agree.
well, Dobby can go get some education. Okay, he's a dog. Um, no, a book is primarily one thing, right?
Okay.
Like, I think Amazon did everybody a disservice by letting authors put their books in like 8 different genres. It just muddies the water on what things are, you know?
Okay. I would definitely say that that is true.
Yeah. Because, it's my book is primarily, it's a Southern Gothic fantasy. That's what it is.
Right.
It qualifies as an urban fantasy, it qualifies as action adventure, it qualifies as horror, but it is primarily Southern Gothic fantasy, right?
Well, and I think maybe T said urban fantasy and horror are cousins. So we do
True.
have a lot of genres that are
There's a
kind
lot
of
of
like,
overlap, but
yeah,
look, if I'm looking for a horror book, that doesn't mean necessarily that I'm looking for an urban fantasy book, right?
absolutely.
Or vice versa,
Right.
right? Yeah. I
And
think I think the right way to do genre would be every book gets one genre that it's most applicable to, and then you pick themes off of it,
yeah,
right?
I
So
wonder if romance started this problem.
I'm sure it did. I'm sure. Yeah. I have no doubt.
I'm just saying because I mean, there's a huge difference. Like when you go to buy a romance novel or a novel that has some romantic elements, there is vast differences in like subgenres. So it might be romance, but is it widowed father with son romance? Which
Right.
please keep those and don't give them to me again. Um, there's lots of shared elements between like some of those genres. That I can't say the word tonight. Genres.
That's okay.
We'll
Yeah.
take that. Well, and you. So this is like your third genre. So what would you call what genre would you put the Keeper's Chronicles in?
That's an urban
Urban
fantasy.
fantasy, and
It's
so
pretty
then
much
we
straight up.
we have Southern Gothic horror, and then Paxor.
It's
That's your other
by Lit
series,
RPG.
and
Yep.
that's Lit RPG.
Yep.
So how did you end up writing Lit RPG?
So, there's a story to everything.
There
Tyra.
always is, and that's why we love telling them.
Okay, so I was I think I was wrapping up book 3 on the Keeper Chronicles. I think I was somewhere in there. I hadn't finished it yet. And a buddy of mine that I went to high school with that lives up here still, he reached out and said, "Hey, I want to write a book. Can we get together and, go over things?" Sure. So we met for lunch, and he wanted to write lit RPG. Now I knew about it.
Right.
I mean, I've heard of it. I've never read any of it, etc. But we talked about writing. He said, "Cool," and then he sent me two lit RPG audiobooks. I listen to all my books. So he sent me two lit RPG audiobooks that, very popular, especially at that time. This was years ago, um, to check out. So I listened to the first one, and it was the worst book I have ever read. It was terrible. But I finished it. And I don't finish books that I, have a problem with. I finished it because I was so intrigued by the concept of lit RPG. I just
Okay.
stuck with it to see where it was going. And then I started the second book, and I made it somewhere about a third to half the way through, and it had problems that I just put it down at that point. Right. So I just wanted to see what I could do with the genre, really. Um,
It's a very unique genre. Like, I have
it's a
not
lot of
read
fun.
a lit RPG book. I've audioed a lit
Yeah.
RPG book, and that worked for
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
really, really well. Um, which that's another question I'll ask you in just a minute. So, how many books? So, you're still writing the Paxor series, is that right?
I just decided to pick it back up. I did like kind of a very soft wrap at 3, so I didn't have to get back to it at any specific time.
Yep, those work.
Um, but yeah, honestly, my cosplayer, he was like, "Are there going to be more?" And it's like, well, I've got to write something beside. You know what I mean? I need at least 2 things I'm
I got to
working
be
on.
doing something else.
Yeah, I'll do another one. Sure. I mean, again, I have story ideas, tons of story ideas for that to go on for a long time. So it's like low hanging fruit. Why not? Let's do it. So yeah,
And so that's the next book you're going to work on after you finish
yes,
whatever Bloodhound is going to end up being called.
yes. I'll do Paxor 4, and then I'll come do Walnut Warlock Book 2. Back and forth, back and forth. Who knows how long? We'll see how it goes. I guess as long as they're both popular.
You're
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
So, what have you got? We talk about Shelf Watch here and what we're doing and what's on our plates. So, what is next up for you? Is DragonCon your next big event?
I have Southern Fried Gaming this weekend.
Oh, that's right, Southern Fried. We love Southern Fried.
I've never been there before, so I'm interested to see how that goes.
You have not been there?
Mm-mm.
Do you have Paxor for sale, right? You've got books.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're gonna sell those.
Okay. I'll take it. I'll take as many as I got.
I'm
Um,
just that is my guess. I may be wrong, but I think you're gonna sell
no, I think
those.
you're right. It's my top seller at this point, and pretty much every show I do, it just ekes out the Keeper Chronicles.
Does
Normally,
it?
sometimes it
Okay.
sells considerably better, but normally it'll like I'll if I sell 20 Keeper Chronicles books, I'll sell 22, 23 Paxor books, kind of thing. It just always is like whoop, just a little bit better.
Okay. So
But
I have the Keeper Chronicles, but we did not start Paxor yet, so maybe we'll pick that up.
yeah, I have book 1 is on in audio format if you want to check that out.
Yes,
And
I'm all
I
over
run
that.
periodically deals on Chirp where you can get it for somewhere in the 99 cents to $1.99 range uh, if you want to get it cheap.
Awesome. Well, I will actually pick up a physical copy because I
Sure.
put all the people I know get their little place on my shelf so that
Yeah,
I can help support that. But so the audiobook, which I would definitely get and listen to, where would I find it?
everywhere.
Everywhere? Okay, so I can go
Anywhere
to
you want to get it, it'll be
the
there.
the AZ place and it's going to be there.
Yes,
Okay, awesome.
it'll be there. Yeah. But yeah, he's almost my narrator, Daniel Ryder. He's almost done with book 2, but
Ooh.
he is moving and all
Ah,
that kind of stuff. So it got kind of put on the back burner while he's getting his life in order again from this move and whatnot. So I don't have a date on when it's going to be done, but hopefully soon. He's very close, and then he's got to do 3, and then it'll be up to date.
Well, and I'm just going to say, don't forget, it's coming up very quickly. Go to arthurbenmeeks.com to get links to all this. I assume there's links available. And if you're at Dragon, you should definitely just stop by and buy one from him, because
Yeah, come check it out.
that's that's how authors make the best money. Let's just be honest.
Mhm.
So, I had other questions for you. So, how is it? We talk a lot about collaboration, but we also talk about partnerships as well.
Mhm.
How does writing work while you're married?
I mean,
Because that to me is one of the hardest things, is trying to
so
fit writing in the life.
I have a different experience probably than most people because, I'm a full-time author now. This
Oh,
is what
that's,
I do.
I didn't know that, Ben. That's awesome.
I actually, let me look at my calendar. I'll tell you the exact date. Hold on, because now I'm curious.
Well, and I just want to say that
Oh,
there's
I
only
missed
like
it.
6% of writers,
Dang.
it's their job.
I meant to make a post about it, but on the 23rd was my 5-year full-time writer anniversary. So, yeah. Dang it. I really meant to do a post about that, and I should
Well,
have set a reminder.
you can still do it.
I'm gonna, but
Okay, don't make me push, but I
I missed
will.
the day, maybe
It's
maybe I'll wait,
okay.
do it at like a week and be like 5 years in 1 week or
There
so.
you go. You
Yeah.
just
But anyway,
always celebrate.
yeah. So I have a little bit different experience, not just because I'm a full-time author, but back when I had a day job, it was actually a night job. I worked 3 to midnight. I had my corporate job. I'd been there for 20 years by the time I left. And I'd moved around all kinds of positions in the company in that time. But by the time I left for the last couple of years, I worked 3 to midnight. After 7:30, it was just dead.
Right.
7:30 to midnight. So I had about 5 hours per night that I was obligated to be in front of a computer with pretty much nothing going on. You know,
That sounds awesome.
I got paid very, very well for being a button pusher, essentially. And I got 6 weeks of vacation a year, great benefits, et cetera, et cetera. It was a perfect writing job.
That's
So it wasn't an issue because, I had 5 hours a day that I had to take up with
you had
something.
time.
Yeah. Then I became full time author, which is actually much harder for me to get writing done as a full time author than when I had that job. Because I've got apparently, when you go full time author, people, they're not going to say it to you, but they pretty much think you're unemployed, right? And so you have all the
Yes.
free time in the world to do whatever. So
Well, and it's easier to get distracted, I think.
it is, to be fair. Yeah, that's part of it too. Um, but I found if I, when I wake up in the morning, if I go do my writing first thing,
Mm-hmm.
I will get it done.
Okay.
That's just it. If I put it off, like if I go do something else first, it's much harder for me to meet whatever goal I'm like chapter a day right now.
Right.
It's much harder for me to meet that if I do it later. If I knock it out first thing, it tends to not be a problem at all. So that's what I do now. I
Yeah,
go write and then I'll do other writing related things
stuff.
intermittently. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person, and I have the bad feels that I'm going to have to become a morning person, to find time to write. Because you're right. After you start the day, it's harder to get into that mode when there's not other things taking your time, or things going, oh, I need to do
Yeah.
this, I need to do that. T said, anytime you work from home in an unconventional job, people have that misconception that you're not doing anything.
Right. It was true with my job back when I had a job. I mean, you
It's like,
know,
no, now I really have to work.
right. Yeah.
And having
Um,
having some structure, I think, is also harder
yeah.
when you are doing unconventional.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it comes down to is, a friend of mine years ago, we are talking about, not having time for things or whatever. And he said, don't ever say you don't have time something for something again. Say it's not a priority. And if you frame it that way,
Oh,
it changes your whole mindset. So is
I like
writing a
that.
priority? Yes or no? Because if it is, you'll make the time for it.
It's true. I need, I need to take those words to heart and not go cry in the other room. Um, at least I can go with Vintner, who says, "I'm still so bad at writing consistency." Hi
Yeah,
there. You're,
it's
and
tough.
I just got nose booped by a dog.
Oh,
He's very cute, but I love it when the dog makes a sound and you're like, "Oh, that's exciting. What was that?"
I don't like that.
It's like,
I
ew.
want no strange animal noises anywhere around me, preferably.
Well, and since we're on cosplay tonight, Vendor says she's making her cosplay more a priority right now than anything else.
Yeah,
As is, I can't wait to see pictures of your guy cosplaying from your Paxar character.
yeah,
I just think
yeah.
that's awesome.
I've got a
So,
couple snapshots, but yeah, good
ooh,
stuff.
it's going to be all over his social because if it's not, I'm going to bug him. I'll be that
Cool.
girl.
Yeah.
So I titled this our talk tonight off of your website because it says embrace the unconventional.
Hmm.
So Ben, what do you mean by that? I mean, I know what it means, but
Yeah.
why did you choose that?
Um, because I write weird stuff. I write things that that are unconventional. You know what I mean? Were-Otter, unconventional. Even my lit RPG is not a conventional lit RPG. I've done it differently than is what is standard, and that is, giant books that
Oh yeah, no, they usually are.
drag on, and you know what I mean. And that comes from, well, really, it comes from Royal Road. Um,
Okay,
so that's the standard
kind of the
practice.
standard.
You start out on Royal Road, use that as a tool to develop your series, but the posting cycle that is they use means you have to put out stuff regularly, so it devolves into being about word count instead of
Ooh,
all that kind of stuff. So, which is why a lot of lit RPG is kind of bloated and rambly. Um,
yes,
and I didn't use Royal Road. You know what I mean? Like
right.
my lit RPG is story first. They're actually novellas, so they're a little shorter, which
Okay,
is completely opposite of the conventional lit RPG.
right,
That's
because
a
they're.
giant fat book.
Yep.
I just do things differently. I do things the way I want to do them, and you know, maybe one day it'll take off. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'm doing okay,
You're
but
doing good. You're
I'm
doing
doing
good.
okay. I'm doing okay. But yeah, so that's why I picked it. It's just, I mean, even if I wrote, I don't know, something mainstream, I'd find some way for it not to be the same,
Right.
conventional way to do something. I just can't seem to get out away from it.
I just want to say for a man who likes black and white genres, like that book has one genre, um, that is very conventional, and then you're unconventional. So I'm just saying, there's a little irony in there, sir.
Yeah, I'm an enigma. What can I say?
Well, that is true. So we're getting ready to head on out of here. We got just a couple minutes left. And I do want to talk about something that I think you do great. We've talked about this a couple of times with other people, but you actually have a pop in Discord that people
Oh,
talk on. So
yeah.
how did you
Um,
manage to do that?
I don't know.
Not
I
helpful.
really don't. I don't really. I was like, I think I want to try this Discord thing. So I started a Discord and I sent it out to people, and people joined for some reason, and now we hang out and talk. And I've got occasionally somebody from a show will jump on there. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. And so it's growing very slowly, but yeah, it's active. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know. I made it, and it took off kind of. So
Well, it pops
I
up in
enjoy it.
my notifications all the time. So,
And I'm just going to say to the audience out there, okay, if you want to check out my Discord, we are in need of hell divers. Okay, I'm
of
just going to put that out there. Hell divers.
um
It's a
um
game. It's a game.
Oh, oh, please. I don't understand anything that you just said. So what is this game?
Okay. Helldivers 2. It is a game on console, Xbox, PlayStation, and computer. So it's
Okay.
cross-platform. That's what I'm
So
trying to say.
it's one of those that would probably make me
Yeah,
motion sickness. Good.
yeah. And the basic premise is you're like a space marine kind of guy who has a personal star destroyer kind of thing, and you go over planets and shoot down in these pods to the surface and then pop out and complete missions and shoot enemies and blow stuff up with your destroyer and call in orbitals and rain down hell on everything. It's a lot of fun. It's called
Okay.
Helldivers.
Okay.
And I've got a small group of people there that play, but we need more to consistently kind of have full teams and that kind of thing. So
Well, I will turn my husband over on that one because
do it.
he can play those, whereas I will be puking. That's just
Yeah,
honest.
it's super fun. I enjoy it, and it's the community that makes it. It's a good game, but it's the community that really makes it fun. So they most to come play some Helldivers. Let's go.
We got you somebody.
Okay.
So we'll put that out there. You can find a link to Ben's Discord on his Linktree. You can also go to his website, which is authorbenmeeks.com. He's also got a Patreon. What do you do over on Patreon? We love us some Patreon.
I post I'm actually kind of okay. Right now, I'm posting my chapters of my series, my Walnut Warlock series, as I get done with them. So you can read everything I've written to date over there. So I'll be doing that continuously. But I'm also kicking around the idea of starting a pin turning YouTube. Not just pin turning, but woodworking. Yeah,
I can't believe I
pin.
know. Okay, we're going to talk about that before we go. So tell them about your pens, Ben, because I'm actually writing with one right now, which is the hilarious part of me forgetting.
Let's see it. Show it to us.
Well, no, actually, this is my blue one. Where is my other one? I have. My favorite one is my.
Make them by hand on my lathe, and I do all kinds of designs and things. It's fun. I enjoy it. And I'm thinking about just starting to do a YouTube about woodworking and pin turning and that kind of thing. And so the Discord will probably expand at that point a little bit.
It absolutely should.
I mean, not just the Discord, but the Patreon. That's what I meant to say.
He has a Galaxy pen, and it's my absolute favorite. And it's the one I thought I was writing with, but I'm actually writing with a different one. This is not a Ben pen.
Let me see that.
No, that's not a Ben pen. It's not wood.
That's not me. No.
No, this isn't you. When I redid the office, I put it in my purse so I would not lose it. So it's not up here. But Ben has some amazing pens. So, and by the way, T has already said that she's got people who will watch it. Shane would watch it because he loves to do woodwork.
Yeah. I've been working on getting my garage situated. It's a mess out there. I haven't actually turned much this year, and I miss it, and I want to get back to it. But, I'm trying to get everything situated out there where I can be presentable and organized and that kind of thing. And so far, it hasn't worked. So, we'll see how hopefully
not damage yourself
any more than I already have.
Yeah, well, yes, that was where I was going. We were all very sad.
I know. But, yeah.
Ben has been my Christmas gift to my sisters several times where I've gotten them pens. So if you see them, you can only find them on at shows. Isn't that right? I don't think you sell them online.
Shows. I never have really. I experimented around with it a little bit, but if I do, when I do the YouTube and get that all going and whatever, I will be selling them online somehow. Probably through my website, I'm sure, but you know what I mean. Yeah, they'll be available somewhere. I just don't know where. And I'll probably be selling pen blanks as well for the stuff that I make. So if you were a pen turner, you could just get a blank and make your own kind of thing.
Well, that's why I have a Ben.
Yeah.
So
Ben
can make my pens.
That's right.
And they write so good. That's why it's not on my desk and it's in my purse. So actually, I have two. I think I have a Marriott carpet one, and the Galaxy one are my two favorites. So yes, go get his pens. Go to his Discord. Look at his Patreon. He's also on Facebook and Instagram. And you also have a newsletter.
I do. Yeah.
Don't hold up on us. What do you do on the newsletter?
I mean, just general updates, what's going on with me, where I'm going to be, and the I've been putting off my newsletter a little bit because, I'm doing a bunch of Matt Denneman signings at Dragon Con out of the Side Street Book Market, and I waited to get the schedule situated so I can release that information on my newsletter. So the next one will go out whenever I have that info, which a lot of people are looking forward to.
So we just
And
dropped it in the
yeah,
chat. Go click on that, sign up now, so that you can make sure that you actually get the newsletter when it comes out. So you can find out. I'm perfect. I'm typing my name in here right now. I think I may already be subscribed, but we'll find out. Did I type that right? Yes, I did. I had a Swifty email address before I was a Swifty because I have a 13.
nice.
Anyway, people, love you that. So Ben, thanks so much for coming on. I can't wait to see you this coming weekend
Thanks
at
for
Southern
having me.
Fried.
Yeah,
And
I'm
we're going
looking
to have
forward to it.
you at Dragon Con, and you're in booth 3201. We already know that. So
Yep.
look for him there. But also make sure you go sign up for his newsletter so you know what's going on at that booth, and you can find out more about those upcoming YouTube videos that I now must nag you about in about 3 months.
Do it.
Let me know when I need to put it on the calendar
Motivation.
because I'll
Okay.
nag.
Sounds good.
I will 100% nag. Like, I got to nag myself to go order stickers. Do you have a good place to order stickers from, Ben? Because I need one. Anybody out there? I need a sticker vendor.
We'll talk.
Oh, we're going to talk. So y'all go away now. So don't forget, you can find Ben at, let me bring up his website one more time if I could. I'm operating this show and I don't know what I'm doing. There we are, authorbenmeeks.com, and watch out for that new series that he's starting. Go sign up for that newsletter, do all the good things. And on Be Awesome Together, I should tell you that next week, when I know it's the first Tuesday of the month, and we should be on air, we won't, because my husband needs a vacation. So I'm going to be on break, but that's okay, because every week from there on out, from August 11th all the way through September, we're already booked with guests, and we'll be going solid until Dragon Con. So I'm super excited about that. On August 4th, there's no Be Awesome Together, so don't turn in. I won't be here. It'll be fine. Ben's episode will be coming out by then on our podcast, which, by the way, the podcast is now updated and live on Spotify and Apple, and the video is available on YouTube. You can also go to our newest place. I finally built us a website at beawesometogether.card, CARRD.co. And originally, it'll have our URL eventually. I've just got to get some stuff to make that happen. But as you know, you can always go to our Linktree and find everything. But on August 11th, the apocalypse will be podcasted. Bree and Nick from that lovely podcast series about the Matt Denneman Dungeon Crawler Carl books will be here. And we're going to talk all about how it feels to get a podcast started and what to do when the apocalypse is happening. Because well, that may be true right now. Anyway, so we're going to have a good time doing that. So make sure you turn in on August 11th. Subscribe to all our channels so you can find out what we're doing and when. And Ben, go enjoy your home and your night and have a great one.
We'll do it.
Oh, you see, his computer already wants to go to sleep.
It just did it again, homie.
It just wants to go. So thanks, everybody. Don't forget to take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you soon. Love you guys. Thanks for turning in to Be Awesome Together. Bye. Now I have to find the button that I never can find.